most significant memory over the past 60 years, although I'm only 51 years old, so I can't go back that far, is when I first met Guillaume. I had just been appointed CEO, and I wanted to create a new relationship with Airbus as the new CEO of Bristow's. And I asked Guillaume, quite frankly, if we could communicate a little bit more. As partners, I feel like it's such a dynamic market, and this was before oil went to $50, that talking at least every month for an hour or so would make a lot of sense. And I have to say, Guillaume was not only amenable, but we've actually done it now very almost religiously. And it's made a big difference in our partnership, but it's made a big difference to the results of Bristow, not just in terms of just our relationship, but how I see the industry. And we talk about many things outside of just the specifics of our current business. Very strategic discussion. To me, that was very important.
I work for Airbus Helicopters, was before Eurocopter since 1998, and I was then appointed head of, chief engineer of the EC225. And I remember the H225 at that time, the 225 being developed for Bristow, because Bristow was the launch customer. And this was a very important moment of connecting with Bristow and starting to know Bristow much better. Right. And obviously there have been some very good moments since then, and we've been, as you said, working together very closely in the past months and the past year, and especially since you were appointed as CEO. And I think the two companies are moving forward with a common vision for the industry, relying on safety, on high value services to the industry, and I really appreciate the way Bristow is driving in the industry. So we are trying to support as much as we can. We have our own vision for the future, and I think we can combine this moving forward. So that's what makes us stronger together. With Bristow, of course, first, and we signed at HAI an important contract for helicopters and services for the H175, and this was a time where you challenged the industry, and as you rightly said before, we embraced the challenge and we worked very hard to understand and then respond to your expectations. And this was very much in the direction of where the company, Airbus Helicopters, want to go. So the next steps are H175, 225, highly performing services with safe helicopters, and being able to bring to Bristow what they expect to be themselves successful on the market.
For Bristow, I think the thing that I'm looking forward to in the future is I can almost mimic everything that Guillaume said about my own company, about our relationship. We're very aligned. You know, we're looking first and foremost about higher levels of safety for us and for the industry through Heli Offshore, which is the industry organization, which again I want to commend Airbus and Guillaume. Airbus Helicopters put out a flight manual for the 225, which was the first OEM to do that, and the FCOM is making a big difference in our industry. But you know, for our relationship, it's really about serving that client. You know, and for us, we define ourselves today really through our oil and gas work. But in the future, what I like is everything that Guillaume said about new products and new services. We at Bristow are also doing new things. We have a UK SAR contract, which serves all 88 million of the United Kingdom citizens in a critical role. We expect to expand that with other governments and expect that to actually work with products such as the Search and Rescue 225, but maybe also the H175 Search and Rescue. But you know, what I'm also excited about is other services that are capability that we put hundreds of millions of dollars over the last 10 years into on safety that can expand what Bristow and the Bristow way brings to air medical, other government outsourcing, police work. These are adjacencies which we fully believe we have the capability of doing, and then in our past 60 years, if you look at this book, you'll see helicopters that we're serving that market, and we want to serve that market again.